everybody, Jennifer here with the Family Fudge, and welcome back to Bunches of Lunches. This week we're celebrating Valentine's Day. A little bit early, I know, but I am hoping to share these ideas with you early so that you can use some of these lunch ideas yourself. These school lunch ideas are super cute and include lots and lots of hearts. Now go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and without further ado, let's get started. Good morning guys and happy Monday. Today's Valentine's Day themed lunch is going to be meatless and nut-free as well. I know so many of you have asked me for more nut-free lunch ideas, so not only is this one nut-free, but actually a lot of the lunches this week are also going to be nut-free. My first step for this lunch is to create some really cute and tiny peekaboo sandwiches. And since I'm using the Bento Kids lunchbox today, I'm actually going to be making just half a sandwich per child. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove all the crusts from this bread, and I'm going to use this wavy vegetable cutter to do that. I think the wavy edge definitely looks more like a Valentine. But you guys, if you don't have a wavy vegetable cutter, you could just go ahead and take a knife or even kitchen scissors, and you can cut off the crust in a zigzag pattern similar to these. And since I want these sandwiches to be tiny sandwiches, I'm actually going to cut them in fourths as well. Next, to create the peekaboo part of this peekaboo sandwich, I'm going to use a very small heart-shaped cookie cutter to punch out the middle of just half of the pieces of bread. And now normally to fill these sandwiches, my go-to is peanut butter, but like I said, since I'm trying to keep this lunch nut-free, instead of using peanut butter, I'm going to use some strawberry cream cheese instead. Of course, this is a little bit sweet and it's nice and pink, perfect for Valentine's. Now you guys, these already look pretty cute, but of course I'm gonna take it one step further by adding just a few sprinkles to the center. And check it out you guys, these sandwiches look like adorable little Valentines. So now that those are done, it's time to move on to some fruit and veggies. In the side section here, I'm going to add some beautiful fresh raspberries. And to dress these up just a bit, I'm also going to throw in a Valentine's ring. These are the kind that are meant to go on cupcakes. Of course, I love that this one looks just like a little conversation heart, and it's going to fit perfectly right in here. Now in this back section, I'm going to add some celery, and these are kind of going to be like ants on a log, but instead of using peanut butter, I'm going to use more of that strawberry cream cheese right in the center. I have also tried this with vegetable cream cheese, and that is also very tasty. And then instead of adding raisins to the top, I'm going to go ahead and add some craisins instead. So these are dried cranberries. They're a little bit sweet, a little bit tart, and I'm going to try to place them like this on the top, sort of in a heart shape. Next up, I'm going to add in some of these Valentine's Day veggie chips. Now these really do taste just like regular veggie chips. The only difference is that these ones are only pink, and most of them are shaped like hearts. There are some weird shapes in there as well. Now that brings us to the special treat. For today's lunch, I'm going to add just a few of these Valentine's M&Ms. Now these are plain ones, not the peanut ones, and I'm just going to fill up this little section here. I know the kids are going to be super excited to see these. It's not very often that they get M&Ms in their lunch. Now you guys, this lunchbox is looking pretty full already, but I do want to go ahead and throw in an applesauce pouch on the side just in case. This will be great for lunchtime or snack times, and these applesauce pouches already have Valentine's Day decorations on the packaging, so they're perfect for this lunch. And there you have it guys, one lunch down and two to go. Overall, the kids really enjoyed this lunch today, especially the M&Ms and the peekaboo sandwiches. I'd say this lunch today was a win. Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday. Today I'm packing another nut-free lunch, and for the main course I'm going to need some sourdough bread. But you guys, this bread is not for sandwiches. I have something else in mind. The first thing I'm going to do is cut each of these pieces of bread in half. That way they fit better into the lunchbox. And now I transferred these to a baking sheet because they're going in the oven after I'm done topping them. First up, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons or so of pasta sauce. I'll go ahead and spread that out. Next, I'm going to sprinkle on a good amount of mozzarella cheese. Then I'm going to finish it all off by adding 6 slices of turkey pepperoni to each one. I cut each little pepperoni into a heart shape. So now I'm going to go ahead and pop these into the oven for just about 10 minutes or so. And while that's happening, I'm going to move on to the fruit. For today's lunch, I'm adding a combination of melon. I'm also adding in some cantaloupe, and I also wanted to include honeydew melon, but I couldn't find any whole ones, so I just picked up some that are already sliced from the grocery store. To go along with our Valentine's theme, I'm going to cut these melons into little heart shapes. Okay guys, so now that our pizza bread is ready, I can go ahead and get it into the lunchbox. Now this is definitely not going to stay warm until lunchtime. My kids don't mind eating this at room temperature at all. In this back section of the lunchbox, I'm going to add in all of the melon, and for the veggies, I'm also adding in some heart-shaped carrots and some heart-shaped cucumber pieces. I'm just going to add a little stack of these right into the center section. To go along with these veggies, I'm adding in a little container of ranch for dipping. Now in that same section, I'm also going to be fitting in a Baby Bell cheese. But you guys, these aren't the regular flavored Baby Bell cheeses, because for some reason, 2 of my kids don't enjoy the regular kind. Instead, I picked up the mozzarella flavored ones. Those ones they actually like. So now to add a little bit of Valentine's Day fun to these Baby Bell cheeses, I'm just going to take a heart-shaped cookie cutter and I'm going to very gently poke through the wax layer on the outside of the cheese. And now once I have these pieces of wax removed, I'm going to use another smaller cookie cutter to punch out a smaller heart. And then I'm going to take that little piece of wax and place it right on top. Now moving on to the treat. For today's lunch, I'm adding in these little raspberry-filled heart cookies. I found these at Aldi. I'm just going to fit 1 or 2 of these in here. I'll add in some Valentine's Day picks. I'm also going to throw in a Valentine's Day yogurt smoothie. My kids all love these. And of course right now the little bottles have hearts and Valentine's Day things on the outside. So now that I have Jackson's lunch complete, I'm going to go ahead and put together Lily's and Mackenzie's. And then just to be on the safe side, I'm also going to throw in a package of pretzels. And these are the Valentine's pretzels that are super cute. They come with little X and O shapes. And I can almost always find these at Target and Walmart around Valentine's Day. Okay guys, here are the lunches before. And here are the lunches after. It looks like pretty much everything was a hit. I do see some crusts of bread left over, but those crusts did get a little bit hard. Next time I probably won't cook those pizzas quite as long. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean these up and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, happy Wednesday! Now if you've been a subscriber for a while, this setup will probably look very familiar to you. It's definitely a throwback to the lunches I used to make when I was just getting started. I didn't always have lots of different lunch boxes, and I didn't always have all of the decorations and things that I have nowadays. So I'm going to show you how it's possible to make a really cute lunch even if you don't have a fancy lunchbox or lots of accessories. And to these I'm going to start by adding a little napkin right at the bottom. I just got these napkins at the Dollar Tree. They add a fun pop of color, but they're also really useful at lunchtime too, especially with today's lunch, which might get a little bit messy. Now in the back section of the lunchbox, I'm going to go ahead and line them with some cupcake liners. I know not everybody wants to invest in silicone liners, so these little paper ones are definitely a good option. You can get a pack of these for really cheap. Again, they just add a little pop of color to the lunchbox, and I do like to go ahead and turn each little liner inside out so that the fun print is on the outside. So check it out you guys, our boxes are ready. They are super cute. Now I'm going to go ahead and set these aside and start making some waffles. Now I say waffles, but I'm not actually making breakfast. For today's lunch, I'm actually making some cornbread waffles. So I'm just using this Jiffy mix to make it really quick and easy. To the dry mix, I just have to add 1 egg, some milk, and because these are waffles and not cornbread muffins, I'm also going to add just 2 tablespoons of oil in there as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix that all together. And since this is a Valentine's Day lunch, I thought it would be really cute to use this heart-shaped waffle iron. I do want to go ahead and spray this waffle iron just to make sure that the batter doesn't stick. And you guys, I actually found this cute little waffle iron at Target and it was only like $9. Okay guys, so now that I have all of the waffles done, they are cooled down, I can go ahead and add them into the lunchbox. Now you guys, I want these waffles to be on the savory side. So to go along with them, I'm also adding in some shredded cheese and a little container of sour cream. And that's because I'm filling each thermos with some chili. If you guys have ever had the combination of cornbread and chili, you'll know it is super delicious. So the idea is that the kids can actually add the chili on top of the waffle if they want to. They can add cheese and sour cream, or they can just eat everything separate. It's totally up to them. For our fruit today, I'm going to go ahead and add in some mandarin oranges. And to make these a little bit more Valentine's Day themed, I've just used a heart-shaped cutter to punch a heart shape in the peel. And then just because I have some of these Valentine's Day rings, I'm also going to add one right down inside. These lunches will definitely need a spoon on the side. And then to finish off this lunch for the special treat, I'm going to give the kids one of these Valentine's Day ding-dongs. Now I have to say, these don't exactly look like they do on the packaging. There's a serious lack of sprinkles on these guys, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure my kids will still love them. So that's 2 lunches down. I still have to make Jackson's lunch. Here's what they're looking like before. And here's what they look like after. I'm seeing quite a lot of chili left over. Apparently that wasn't a huge hit. But I have to say the waffles were a hit. Those are all completely gone. It looks like the oranges are gone, except for Lily's. Overall, not too bad, but next time I might try a different chili recipe. Good morning, guys, and happy Thursday. For today's lunch, I'm gonna throw together some Valentine's Day pasta salad. I recently found these super cute heart-shaped noodles at Aldi, and I thought they would be perfect made into a pasta salad. Check out these really cute hearts, you guys. And I checked on the packaging, and I thought it was really interesting that this pasta is colored with tomato powder and beetroot powder. That's how they got that color in there. So I'm going to add this pasta to some boiling water, and while they're cooking away, I'm going to get the rest of the ingredients ready. Now I definitely want this pasta salad to be kid-friendly, so I'm just going to add a few slices of salami, cut into heart shapes of course. I'm also adding some mozzarella cheese, cut in heart shapes. Then I'm also adding in some olive slices. Okay, you guys, the pasta is ready. I made sure not to overcook it, because usually with shaped pasta like this, if you overcook it, it will just fall apart. I drained these noodles, I cooled it down with a little bit of water as well, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but the red pasta did lose quite a bit of its color. I'd say it's more of a pink pasta now. So to these noodles, I'm going to go ahead and add in all of the salami and the cheese. I'm also going to add in the olives. And then for the dressing of this pasta salad, I'm going to add a good amount of this Olive Garden Italian dressing. You guys, this is so good. It tastes just like the dressing that they sell in the restaurant. And I'm not really going to measure this, I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. And then I'm going to mix this all together. Now you guys, this is looking pretty good already, but I want it to be a little bit more colorful. So I think I'll go ahead and add in some shredded carrots, some whole tomatoes, and some heart-shaped cucumbers. So now that the pasta salad is done, I can go ahead and get it into the lunch boxes. And I am going to make sure not to get any of those tomatoes in the girls' lunches, just in Jackson's. Now moving over to this side section, I'm going to start by adding in a handful of blueberries. Then I'm going to top these with some Greek yogurt. This is actually honey-flavored Greek yogurt, and it is so good. I'm going to go ahead and bury all of these blueberries right in the bottom. Then to the top of the yogurt, I'm adding just a few Valentine's Day sprinkles. In the back section of the lunchbox, I'm going to add some cucumber slices, and I'm going to top those off with a few pieces of carrot. I did go ahead and punch out the word love using some tiny cookie cutters. And to go along with the veggies, I'm just going to fill this center section with some ranch dip. And then last but not least, for the sweet treat today, I'm going to add in just a couple of these heart-shaped yogurt pretzels. So there we have Jackson's lunch. And there we have the girls' lunch. Good morning, guys, and happy Friday. Now, yesterday we ended up having some really severe weather here in Florida. We ended up being without power and without internet for most of the day. So I wasn't able to get the review of yesterday's lunch, but I can tell you that everybody loved the pasta salad. I was actually pretty surprised. But now it's a new day and I gotta make another lunch. So for this lunch, I kind of wanted to make what I would call a snacky lunch. That's a lot of little things put together to create a lunch. So I'm gonna start by making some delicious cheese spread. For this, I'm using some low-fat cream cheese. This is nice and at room temperature, so it's going to mix up really well. To this, I'm also adding some light sour cream And then to flavor this up, I'm also adding in about a tablespoon of ranch powder. And then to thin it all out, I'm adding just a little bit of milk. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix this all together until it's nice and smooth. This already is going to be a really delicious cheese dip. But to make it a little bit more Valentine's Day friendly, I'm going to add some red food coloring. So now that I have that all mixed together, I'm going to finish it off with about half a cup of shredded cheese and a few pieces of green onion. To add this cheese dip to the lunch boxes, I thought it'd be really cute to put it into these heart-shaped silicone liners, just like that. That way the kids have plenty of space to dip things right in here. And now to go along with this, I'm also going to give the kids lots of different things that they can dip in the cheese. First, I'm going to take some of these little non-bread pieces. I just cut these into little heart shapes. These go really well with that cheese dip. Next, I'm adding in some cucumber and some carrots. Those will also be really good dipped in there. And you guys, to make these, it's actually really easy. I just started by slicing some cucumbers and some carrots. Then I punched out the center of each of them with a heart-shaped cutter. And then I just swap the pieces. So the carrot goes into the center of the cucumber, and the cucumber goes into the center of the carrot. Now moving on to the fruit, I thought it'd be really cute to go ahead and add in some heart-shaped kiwis. Those look so fun. And then in this front section, I'm going to go ahead and add in some heart-shaped hard-boiled eggs. Now I actually started by making these last night because the longer you keep these in the egg molds, the better the shape is going to be. And I am going to go ahead and just give each kid half of an egg because I think that will be plenty. Now to go along with this, I'm also going to add in more of these Valentine's Day pretzels. I think I have just enough space to fit them right on the side. These will also be really good dipped into the cheese. And of course, I love that these have the fun little X and O shape. And then last but not least, for the kids' special treat today, I picked up these really adorable heart-shaped cookies from Target. These look just like fancy sugar cookies that you might make yourself, but of course these are already ready to go and easy to throw into a lunch. So now that I have Mackenzie's lunch together, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Lily's and to Jackson's. Theirs are going to be pretty much the same, except when I get to Jackson's lunch, I'm actually going to remove the yolk from his hard-boiled egg. I found out recently that he doesn't really mind the egg white, but he doesn't like the egg yolk. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. And in the center of his egg, I'm just going to add in a cherry tomato instead. He's the only kid that really likes cherry tomato, so this will be perfect for him. And there you have it, guys. Here's what the lunches looked like before, and here they are after. Now it looks like I might have given the kids too much cheese because I see cheese left over but not a lot of dippers. Overall, I'm just seeing a few pieces of kiwi left over and a few little pieces of veggies, and that's it. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video today, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that red subscribe button if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video.